Hey, good afternoon. This is Brian Johnson, and welcome to my Monday night live Facebook training. And hopefully you had a great weekend. And if you are a male, and hopefully you had a great Father's Day weekend. If you had a little youngster in your life, if you didn't, hopefully you still had a great weekend. And tonight I'm going to be touching on your top 9 foods that you should never leave the grocery store without. Because these foods are going to help you to burn body fat. They're going to help you to stabilize your hormone levels. They're going to help you to be the most effective version of yourself in some way, shape, or form. And tonight I'm going to dive into those to actually share with you why they are good and why you may consider implementing them in your life. These are foods that I use consistently. These are foods that have helped me make a massive difference in my life. And for those of you that have not been connected with me for a while, I have been 250 pounds 3 different times in my life. So I understand what it's like to be obese, fat, uncomfortable, unconfident, unhappy with myself, suicidal, and not knowing what end is up. And thank God, and by the grace of God, I have found all of those and gone the other way. And I'm going to share with you the exact things that I've done in my life so you can use them for yourself. So welcome, Miss Audrey Nicole. If this is your first time on my broadcast, just type a yes and tell me where you're from. And I appreciate you. And tonight we've got about 30 minutes to invest. I've got some phone calls coming after our training tonight, so I'm going to kind of dig right in and we're going to have some fun. The best places that you can connect with me are on thinkgreatloseweight.com. Make sure you plug in on our email list. Now, when I say that, if you're looking to get any information from me, make sure you hop on our email list. Any of the posts or the videos that I put out, there is a link typically always in my post where you can go for more information. That is where you desire to be because that's where you can leave your email address. That way I can send you my notes every time I do a training. Chris is coming back on live this week, so he'll be going live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that way you can get some amazing free information for your brain. And that's how we do it. So just a little quick story on myself. I have been blessed to invest well over 100,000 hours in the world of health and wellness. I started when I was 7 years old. And this is just what I know, love, and am blessed and graced to do. I get to see miracles happen every day with the stuff that God has blessed me to know and share with my people, with you, with my clients, with my family members, all that stuff. And there's some body language. And share. Yes, Audrey, you are awesome. I appreciate you so much, Audrey, for always being on point and always being supportive. And I mean that. I thank you. So if you would not mind, I would really appreciate it if you would just share my message. That is the best way that you could thank me for supporting you because I never know who I'm going to get to help. I just get to get out of my way and allow God to communicate through me to you and for you to pick up what you need to hear because I assure you, I promise you, no matter who you are and where you're at on your journey, something will come through me tonight that will benefit you. And it's only going to continue to benefit you if you use it. You probably have heard me say this, and I'm going to share it with you anyway. Knowledge is not power. There's plenty of people who are extremely smart and extremely knowledgeable who are wasting their life away because they're not using their knowledge. They're not putting to work the information that's in their brain. See, the only way that knowledge is useful and powerful is if you use it. So my encouragement to you is to use it, and my encouragement to you is to always keep some water by. That way you can drink some, and I'm going to have a sip. Man, that was great. All right, so let's get to work, okay? So we're going to talk about, specifically, 9 different foods. And if you caught any of my training series that I did last week called Fat Burning Secrets and How to Unlock Your Body, I'm jumping and tagging on top of that more information in conjunction with what we already discussed. So if you are looking to unlock the body of your dreams, if you're looking how to understand how to eat from your grocery store, if you really understand and desiring to get back to nature and the basics that God has already laid out for us on our planet through our fruits and through our vegetables and understanding what those fruits and vegetables do in our body, you're in the right place. Okay, so let's start with number 1. You hear me talk a lot about proteins, and I don't think that protein is the end-all be-all, and I do think it is important, just as proteins, carbs, and fats are all important. All of those are very important, and the most important part is knowing how much of each one of those you need. meaning your macronutrients, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. You need to know that information so you understand where to start from. If you don't know where you're going, it's very important, A, for you to figure a goal out, and for B, to figure out where you're starting from. It's always a starting point. Everyone is different. So just start somewhere, measure your data weekly. You've already heard me talk about checking your body fat weekly and why I think it's important. If you choose to be successful and you choose to minimize your time investment, measuring your body fat is crucial. Okay, so let's talk just for a second about animal proteins versus vegetable proteins. And a lot of you know, if you followed me on my journey for a while, I'm very open-minded and I try lots of different things because I choose to find what I feel best off of. I choose to be extremely efficient, save money when I don't have to eat foods. I don't have to eat meat, steaks, ribeyes, and things like that because those are costly, and I've done that before. I've grown up eating 6 meals a day for a long time, and I do not like it unless it's necessary. Like today, I've only had 2.5 meals, and I feel great. I'm thankful that I don't have to eat. Today's my fast day, okay? So animal proteins, one of the things you get to be mindful of animal proteins is animal proteins are acidic, okay? And when I say acidic, our body is constantly in this internal position or struggle, if you will, of maintaining alkalinity and getting rid of acidity. And now we have foods that are acidic, we have thoughts that are acidic, we have emotions that are acidic, we have sugars that are acidic, we have processed foods that are acidic, we have foods that are acidic like brown rices and meats and things like that. It's important to understand the alkaline balance and the acid-alkaline balance because ultimately, if you're looking to unlock the body of your dreams, having an alkaline body is going to best serve you. What a lot of people don't understand is that fats and acids are stored in or toxins and acids are stored in our fat cells. So when we are overly acidic, our stomach is going to hold more toxins. The fat cells in our body are going to hold more toxins. And when we are alkaline, what happens is that opens up the floodgates so that we can push all the toxins out of our system. And I have my computer open so that I can read your messages as they come up. And we are... Dun, dun, dun. It's kind of going. So, acid-alkaline balance. There's definitely different things you can do with meat-based proteins. There's definitely different things you can do with vegan and vegetarian proteins. And here's my thing. I'm not pro-meat and pro-vegetable. I'm pro-whatever works for you. And the only way for you to do that and to know that is to try different things out. Okay? And to make sure that you pay attention to how you feel when you were done eating your meal. Like literally, it only takes 15, 20, 30 minutes max for your body to start feeling what it is you just ate. And I can tell you the story, like if you caught my video earlier where I did a video on egg protein and you heard me talk about turkey meat and how I felt really antsy and agitated when I was having turkey, like directly after, and then I pulled my turkey out and used a vegetarian source. Man, it was a huge difference. What's up, Tammy? For some reason, my computer is not pulling up my page. And that's all right. We're going to find it. So let's talk about number 2. So last time you heard me talk a lot about fats. You heard me talk about saturated fats. You heard me talk about unsaturated fats. And let's talk a little bit about those because I think those are important. And what a lot of people don't understand is like if you're trying to burn fats, fats are important. What's up, Chris? Fats are important for you to burn body fat. And a lot of people don't understand that. And there's a huge... Yeah, it's for some reason it's going weird on my computer. I can't even see it on my computer either. So hopefully you're catching my message or my broadcast right now because it's not pulling up on my computer. So if it is not, I apologize, ladies and gents. I'm just going to keep rolling. You can go back and check the replay, and I appreciate you. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, bro. So coconut oil, one of the most fat-burning fats that you can actually ingest because coconut oil burns like a carbohydrate. It doesn't burn like a typical fat. Like when I say a typical fat, it doesn't burn like a typical fat does, and it slows down. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Chris. A typical fat will literally slow down your digestion sometimes. So a lot of times having coconut oil will make a massive difference. Like there's times when I have taken all my fats out and just used coconut oil for a few days, and I can tell you that I get a pretty serious kick, like a good kick mentally, physically with coconut oil. My body really loves the way that it feels. And here's the deal. You heard me talk about this last time. When you cook with monosaturated oils, that changes the structure to where your body does not recognize them. What's up, Barb? And that is detrimental to your immune system. So if you're gonna cook, use saturated fat oils, use coconut oil, use butter, use ghee. I haven't done a lot of research on grapeseed oil or any of the other ones, so I'm not gonna mention those because I don't have any skills in those specific ones. So I'm just gonna tell you with what I am for sure know about and what I trust to tell you because I use this stuff myself. Coconut oil is very amazing. It burns, like I said, like a carbohydrate. It is extremely high in lauric acid. It's also high in monolaurin. So monolaurin is one of the most potent fighting type of phytonutrients that helps with cancer. It helps with all types of illnesses because it dramatically boosts your immune system. Like I have clients with HIV/AIDS and they are on non-detectable levels of, yeah, a lot of people aren't getting my message tonight. Interesting how only some people are getting it. That's weird. So we're going to keep going though. Coconut oil. So if you're looking to burn body fat, definitely try it out. What's up, Ashley? It's very, honestly, and here's the deal. If you like coconut oil, use the normal flavored coconut. If you don't like coconut oil, use refined coconut oil because it takes the taste out of it, okay? So let's talk about asparagus. So you heard me talk about detoxification. You heard me talk about acidity. And you heard me talk about alkalinity. Alkalinity is very important. Your green vegetables are alkaline. Kangen water or alkaline water is also alkaline, so it helps to balance out our pH levels. So let's talk about asparagus, okay? So anytime you're talking getting rid of fat and dropping fat and burning fat, detoxing and getting chemicals out of your systems, awesome. I appreciate you, Audrey. You're awesome. Getting asparagus into your system, like that is literally your top detoxifier. And if you've ever noticed, when you go to the restroom, when you pee specifically, after you have asparagus, you're going to smell it's a little bit more stronger, a little bit more pungent. And that is because asparagus will pull the toxins out of your kidney and your liver so that you're actually expelling more. And you'll find it's also a diuretic, which means that when you have asparagus, you literally are going to have more water expelling out of your system. So make sure you drink more water. It's very high in potassium, so it's good for kidneys. It's also good for helping with muscle cramps, and it's basically good for helping to build your system back up with potassium, which is very important for muscle contractions, very important for your heart. Okay, asparagus, top detoxifier. Make sure you eat them lightly steamed at least. That way they are broken down slightly and your body can more easily assimilate them. Okay, so that's a top one. Like I have asparagus all the time. Like I literally will have those almost daily most of the time. Water break. Extremely fat burning. Lots of water. Like try to drink 1 gallon to 2 gallons of water a day. I can tell you a massive difference when I have 2 gallons of water a day for sure. So let's talk about avocado. Avocado is your number 3 fat burning food. Okay, now I say that because it's also your number 3 detoxifier, which is extremely important, right? So if you have avocado, you've already probably heard me talk about eating avocado to basically use the avocado seed to resolve and to reverse heart disease by clearing out plaque in your arteries, which is extremely important. One of the other things that avocado is extremely good for is it's high in beta-sitosterol, which means it's high in a certain chemical, phytochemical, that comes from a plant that helps you push down your cholesterol levels. Extremely potent. It's high in omega-9, which is also very important for our skin. Avocado is considered one of the most potent and most balanced foods on our planet because it has a little bit of everything. And it's also a fruit, which is even more interesting. Now, here's the thing. I used to be allergic to avocados, and I still am on small occasions, but I was not born with that allergy, so it kind of came around through life as I got a little bit older. And really, it was because I had leaky gut. Now, there's a lot of people who have leaky gut issues, okay? Leaky gut is the inflammation of our intestines where we have gaps or leaks in our intestine where there's not probiotics that are there to help to break down and dissolve food up, okay? Very important, if you're not doing probiotics, to do sauerkraut, do kimchi. I love Good Bellies. If you saw the video that I posted earlier on egg protein, I actually talked a little bit about sauerkraut and Good Bellies in my video because of the importance in them, okay? So that's the avocado. So number 3, your 3. We're 1, 2, and 3 so far we've discussed. Avocado, asparagus number 1, avocado number 2, and broccoli number 3. These are your top 3 detoxifiers, because anytime you're talking fat-burning foods, you're talking you need to detoxify to get your system and get your fat cells cleared out of acids and toxins, and it's going to come from glutathione. If you've ever heard of the term glutathione, just type a yes. It's a long word. You may have heard about it from me. It's probably a little bit more mainstream, but that's actually really important because that is our number 1 innate or man and woman made antioxidant. Very important. And when our immune system is functioning appropriately, yes, it is totally very important to have glutathione. Now, there's different foods that you can eat. Like number 1, what's up, Tech Ninja? Number 1 is asparagus. That's your first highest food in glutathione. Number 2, avocado. Number 3 is broccoli. Okay, there's other things that you can do, like turmeric is one. There's a couple of other foods that also too. What's up, Troy? Is you can use glycine, you can use glutamine, and you can use NAC, which is N-acetylcysteine, that are actually all 3 natural precursors to actually stimulate our liver production of glutathione, which is important. If your immune system is down, glutathione is a must to boost it, okay? Glutathione is also important for making sure that you're burning fat, because that's going to push all that stuff out of your system by detoxifying your cells, right? So, broccoli, extremely high in I3Cs, which is an endo-3 carbonyl, which is a huge cancer fighter on top of it. My opinion and my suggestion to you is if you have thyroid issues, do not eat broccoli raw. Make sure it's lightly stemmed. Okay? So, cruising right along. Let's talk about the red onion. And the interesting thing about the red onion, awesome, I love glutamine. The funny thing about the red onion is it actually looks purple. So why it's called red, I have no idea. But here's the important part. For fat burning purposes, the purple onion is high in chromium. It is a specific phytonutrient found in the onion that helps to push sugar and help to balance insulin levels in our body. Now, if you caught, any of my trainings last week, the most important thing for fat reduction and unlocking the body of your dreams is by controlling your insulin levels, which means that there are foods that God has put on our planet that do just that. And this back half of these foods that I'm about to talk about, that's exactly what they do. So the red onion helps to balance blood sugar levels by controlling insulin and controlling sugar pushing into our cells. One of the most important things to remember about the red onion is that you need to make sure you eat it raw, meaning don't cook it. It's so light that when you add any heat to it, it's going to change the structure of it to where it's not going to be as effective. Now, you can cook it if you choose to. You're just not going to get as much out of it. So if you're really looking to maximize the chromium uptake and the effectiveness of what the actual onion can do, then that's what you got. Okay, purple onion. Purple onion is also very potent for angina chest pain. So if someone is having heart issues, man, the onion is potent. And actually back in the day, like in the early 20s and 30s, people used to eat onion sandwiches. And they ate onion sandwiches, so they wouldn't get sick because nobody would get within speaking distances of them. No, it wasn't that. But they did eat onion sandwiches, and what they found out is that onion sandwiches have a massive impact on keeping away the cold and the flu. So this was something they used to do back in the day, eating onion sandwiches. Okay? Interesting, right? They also used to eat garlic sandwiches, and you know garlic is great for depression, surprisingly enough. That's just an extra bonus for you. That's not a fat-burning question, although it does help burn fat, which is interesting. So let's talk about bitter melon. And hey, if you haven't shared it, please do. I appreciate you. For some reason, it's not showing up on my computer as I'm going live right now, so I'm assuming that something's probably a little off technically, which that's not my field. Mark may have a better insight than I, but I'm not sure why it's not actually pulling up. But for whatever, let's continue and enjoy ourselves. So bitter melon. If you heard me talk about bitter melon last week, just type a yes. Bitter melon is also known as the Asian cucumber. It looks like a bumpy cucumber. And, you know, interestingly enough, the bitter melon has thousands of phytochemicals. Okay? Yeah, Mark, we need to. I got a couple things going on my computer that are acting weird. So, phytochemicals. Phytochemicals are plant-based nutrients, which are very potent, especially there's 2 specifically that are in bitter melon. Now, if you're diabetic and you're actually insulin dependent, which is type 1, I encourage you to try out Swiss chard and bitter melon. Most importantly, check with your doctor first while you're doing this, okay? Bitter melon has some stuff called charantin and polypeptide P. Both of those are extremely potent. Selenium, not now, that's Brazil nuts. Bitter melon is high in charantin and polypeptide P, which are very potent. So one of the things to remember with bitter melon is that literally it's almost just like taking a shot of insulin, which means that when you eat bitter melon, literally it balances out your blood sugar levels just like your pancreas were to secrete insulin, which is very potent, okay? I have seen and heard of from my teachers using bitter melon and people who are diabetics using bitter melon that have had immense success with doing that. Like people who have bitter melon will sometimes take like a cucumber and chop it in small slices and literally fry it in coconut oil and eat it, like carry it around in a little Ziploc bag if they're diabetic and eat that instead of having shots. So something to consider, right? So let's talk about the next one. Let's talk about Swiss chard. Now, many of you may have known about Swiss chard, and you may have heard me talk about it. Swiss chard is the big leaf that is like orange or red or yellow veins and stuff in it. If you've seen that one, just type a yes. If you've seen Swiss chard, just type a yes so you know what I'm talking about. Perfect. Yeah, still not going. That's weird. So Swiss chard has got some stuff called syringic acid. Now, syringic acid is extremely potent. It's just like taking a shot of insulin, just like bitter melon. Now, here's some important contraindicators, meaning things to be mindful of. Swiss chard is also high in vitamin K1, which is a blood thickener. So if you are on blood thinners, you need to be mindful of eating Swiss chard, and you may refrain from eating Swiss chard because it may counteract your blood thickness or viscosity, which is very important, right? So Swiss chard is also high in vitamin K2. You need to be mindful. So vitamin K1 is only about 10% absorbable by our body. So you need to be mindful. If you're looking for vitamin K, that's not going to be a significant source, but just keep that in mind. If you are eating that, it could thicken your blood levels, which you may not want, right? So let's talk about the cucumber. You've all heard me talk about cucumber, and cucumber is really potent. It's potent for multiple reasons. One, it's great for urinary tract infections. It's great for reversing osteoporosis. It's great for boosting alkalinity. It's great for boosting pH, and it's also great for stabilizing blood sugars. You'll find that if you've watched any of my smoothie, my my blending smoothie videos, that I will use a blend of Swiss chard. I'll use some cucumber as well, and I also use some cinnamon, which are 3 very potent blood sugar stabilizers. Because remember, if you're trying to drop body fat, stabilizing your blood sugars is the most important thing you can do. And really that goes for anything. If you're talking longevity, you're talking quality and quantity of health, that's extremely potent. Making sure you're keeping your insulin levels down. That controls your inflammation, your cortisol levels. It controls everything. So try them out and make sure if you're doing cucumbers, unless you have a veggie wash, make sure you do alkaline cucumbers, or not alkaline, make sure you do organic, because they're going to have pesticides and waxes and stuff on the skins. And the skin is one of the most important parts for stabilizing your blood sugar. Now let's talk about cinnamon. I'm a huge fan of cinnamon. It makes my smoothies taste great. It makes my sweet potatoes taste great. I really love it. I love sweet potatoes with coconut oil and cinnamon on there. Man, it's amazing. One of the best things about using cinnamon in your blended smoothies is because if I'm doing fruits at all, and sometimes I do about 60% carbohydrate, like 60% sweet potato, and I'll do the other 40% of my carbohydrate ratio in fruits. And what I'll do is I'll put cinnamon in my smoothie, and it tastes great. And because it actually helps to balance out the blood sugar dump into your system. Now, there's different things you can use, like berries or blackberries or blueberries or strawberries, which are all very low glycemic index, that will also help out with the blood sugar sensitivity part. But if you're going to use fruits, if you're overweight and you're obese, I don't recommend using fruits right now, because you need to try to keep your sugar levels completely down. If you're more athletic and your body's doing good right now, then you definitely can incorporate fruits in there. And like I said, check your body fat on a weekly basis. That way you can see what's going on, right? And let's talk about number 1, or last one, number 9. You may have not heard me talk about this one just yet, and this is fenugreek. Fenugreek is important. It's just like cinnamon, it's just like Swiss chard, just like cucumber, all of them. It has its own reactions and its own chemistry that it does. So really the key is find what works for you. That's the most important part, okay? Cinnamon or fat soluble? That I'm not sure. Cinnamon I use cinnamon as a spice. I'm not sure if it's fat soluble or not, to be honest with you, Audrey. You'd have to dig a little bit more and do some research on that one and find out. I'm not sure on that one. But using fenugreek, one of my buddies, Thomas Delore, you've probably seen me share some of his videos on my page. He says to do 500 milligrams in the morning and 500 milligrams in the PM. So that's totally a way that you could try out. And really, you're going to find out, like, if you notice that you crash after you eat, it's a prime indicator that you need some type of blood sugar stabilizer. You need some type of cinnamon. You need some type of fenugreek, you know, whatever that may be. So one more thing, and then we're going to finish up. We got a light one tonight, and I'm kind of bummed that my broadcast is not working because there's a lot of people that aren't on right now. And I'm thankful that y'all made it because somehow or another you were the ones that got blessed and were able to connect tonight because a lot of people did not for some reason. So we're going to talk about this real quick. We're going to talk about nutrient timing. Nutrient timing, pre and post workout. So when you're talking body fat reduction, it's very important if you're working out, which I advise to do. If you're working out, you need to make sure on your pre-workout meals and your post-workout meals, you need to have proteins and carbs. That way you're giving your body the glycogen or the muscle stuff that it needs to help to replete your muscle tissue. Then after the day, you can switch over to proteins and fats. I'm going to repeat that one more time. If you're looking to maximize your body fat reduction and you're working out, which means you still get to supply your muscle tissue once you broke it down, okay? Here's the deal. You need to make sure you have proteins and carbs prior to your workout. You need to make sure you have carbs and proteins post-workout. Now, determining how much of those is something that you can find out by the formulas that I use. I get them on Google, or you can contact me and I can help you do it. You know, it's all about starting somewhere and measuring your data on a weekly basis because that's really all you're doing. Like even with my high-level people that come to me, I start them somewhere, measure their data, and start making adjustments and tweaking their foods around their lifestyle and around their results. And if they're not getting results, adjusting until we find the right combination. Every single person is different. So not one of us is the same. So understanding that can make a huge advantage in you being able to move forward faster. Okay? And here's the deal. This is my closing part for tonight. If you have not taken advantage of our $97 offer on our Nutrition Empowerment Series, I'm going to encourage you to do so. We're about to go back to normal price of $4.99 on that program. We've had it for $97 for about 2 weeks now. I've had a huge amount of people get involved in it, and I would like to extend the opportunity to you if you have not already. I'm going to give you a couple of bonuses because I love you, and here they are. If for the first 5 people, and it's actually only for the first 5 people, is I'm going to give you a free 15-minute conversation with me where I can discuss whatever your goals are. Whatever you're looking to get out of yourself, I will help you structure this stuff for 15 minutes. And a lot of stuff can happen in 15 minutes if you're clear on what you're looking to create for yourself. The second one is, your second bonus is, you're actually going to get in our secret Facebook group where you can have your question answers. You can put stuff in there. You can receive support where we interact with our group daily, and we put a lot of specific stuff in there for our group. And it's really just for you. It's to the people who are involved in our Nutrition Empowerment Program, and this is where we provide support and value to you as a group, and you can ask questions and do whatever it is you need to. Now I'm going to offer one more present, and this is because I'm feeling saucy right now, okay? If you choose to move forward, not only on top of the first 5 people getting a free 15-minute conversation with myself, which you need to message me as soon as you get done, that way I can get you set up. The third bonus is this. I'm going to give you, only for the first 5 people, my $99 grocery store program for free. Okay? That means you're going to get a whole hour, That's an hour straight of me going through the grocery store and talking about everything from the lime to the pineapple to the grapes to the apple to almond cheese to sauerkraut to brain chemistry foods to brain chemistry vitamins to digestion to everything to immune boosting, all of this stuff. Okay, so if you're really serious about it, I'm going to really encourage you to tap faith and to step out and take action, because I assure you this much. If you use the information that we put out, it'll change your life. And there's quite a few people on our program tonight that have taken our program and that we communicate with daily, and it's made a massive difference. Audrey, what would you say? Tech Ninja's also been through it. It's really next level stuff, and really what it is, it's taking you back to nature, which is the most important part, because I see miracles happen consistently, talking about kiwis and why they reverse asthma. Talking about the avocado seed. Like I talked to a guy today that has a stroke. Started talking to him about the different foods that he can eat, like walnuts, to open up his blood vessels, to get more oxygen and nutrients to his brain. Why he was eating 3 raw tablespoons of olive oil a day to start restoring the frequency of love and energy back into his heart after he's had a heart attack. Like, most people don't understand this information. And what I'm doing now is giving you a limited opportunity to take advantage of it so you can learn it for yourself after we've already put in the man hours and the time and the money and the investment of money and time to learn it for you. And we put it into an easily digestible format so you can learn it and empower yourself. Because one thing I assure you, the only person that's responsible for your health is you. And I promise you, our system is not set up for you to thrive medically. If you get into the system, you're going to stay in the system. And I love you. Just understand that it's not designed and geared to help people heal and get people out of the system. So if you're serious about it, naturally, trust me, follow my advice and allow me to support you with some amazing information that will change your life. Just reach out to me after this. I'll get you set up. We'll set your 15-minute conversation up. That way we can get you rolling and you can be rocking an amazing body in 3 to 6 months. Like, I've lost 50 pounds in 2.5 months, so no matter where you're at, it's totally doable if you have the right information and the right support system. So have an amazing day. Trust me, take action now for our $97 offer. You get a free 15-minute conversation. You get in our secret group, and I'm giving you my free grocery store video. It's a $99 value for free, only for the first 5 people. So just message me if you're serious and you're ready to take action. I appreciate you as always, and I'm really grateful for you showing up, and just do it. And I'm grateful for each one of you contributing and sharing and being a part of my messages and making a commitment to be here with me when I do them. I could not thank you enough, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to support and to serve you. So have an amazing day. You know how to get a hold of me if you need me, and I appreciate you, and I'm thankful for your support and just you showing up and being you. Have a nice night. I appreciate you. Remember, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will make time for your illness. Bye-bye.